UFC Manchester is just around the corner, and there seems to be a lot less noise than we expected. A card with 2 title fights, yet the hype isn't just all the way there, and it's just kind of weird. With complaints about the event times, and people quite frankly saying that the British card just seems kind of boring. So the UFC is finally back in the UK with a title bout, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad, and Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. But apart from the main event, people don't seem too bothered. Even with the Tom Aspinall fight, which I thought was going to garner a lot more attention, was Jon Jones right? And Tom Aspinall isn't really that cared about in the UFC community. The fight card is being hosted in England, yet the main card is set for times that are very iffy, with the main bout scheduled for 3 AM GMT, which is going to be 10 PM Eastern. But now, this has British fans who will literally be attending, or who wanted to attend, a little bit upset, and I would be too. 3 AM is super late for England, and other countries in Europe, 3 AM is going to be like 5 AM. Some people want to continue their work pattern, or some people are working the next day, and they thought because the fight is going to be in their home country, they could watch it in their time zone. And what about the fighters who have to literally change their sleeping patterns to match the American sleeping patterns when they're fighting in their home country? That's going to make them so out of touch, and is it going to affect their performance on the night? But then, to be honest, from my opinion, where's the care for the UK fans? I know we're catering towards the American audience because it's bigger, but we have to come to a middle ground for the UK fans. From a business standpoint, yes, the UFC makes most of its money in the US, so it is smart to have the event at a time where you can still make some money, because as you know, they do have slots and advertising opportunities that they won't really get in the UK, but they do get in America. So it makes sense from a business standpoint. But now, if you couple this with some people's disappointment on the fighter side, with a card that some are saying has no entertaining talent, how does the event even perform? Who saves the event? We have rumors of Leon Edwards' ankle injury, and we even see Volk in the UK. Why is he here? Is it an actual thing where Leon might not be able to fight? Personally, I do believe the card will have some great fights, but we can all agree that there's a lack of overall entertainment value. I do know Leon and Belal went kind of crazy at the presser, but we haven't seen a lot of entertainment from these guys leading up to the fight. And as champion, that's kind of Leon's main job. Make the division exciting and show us why he's champion, and show us kind of some entertainment value. Because in my opinion, a lot of the spunk that comes with the UFC events is brewed out through the weeks prior to the event day, with fight pass episodes and just the characters that fighters bring, getting you involved in the whole build-up. And we're not seeing as much character during this build-up, which is one of the reasons why I think there's not as much bubbling hype, but there is still a lot of hype. And also, you have to understand that people just think that British people are boring. I can agree to an extent, because I think it's a cultural thing where it's British people like to stay in their own space and aren't too nosy about everyone else, and they kind of just keep things really standard. And because of the cultural difference, you're not going to see them act out as much and be crazy or have these huge, bigger than life personalities. They just kind of don't do that. But we have to agree that they do have personalities behind this mystique. They just don't always give it to us or showcase it to us, which is okay. But it's we now live in a world where we're kind of battling for who can be the most entertaining outside of the sport or the thing you do. It's no longer about just being good at what you do, it's about who can hold the attention for the longest. Because even with people like the current champion Leon Edwards, who could arguably give us more as a champion, are slowly bringing their character to the surface. We've seen him do his crazy trick shot video. I don't even know if that is staged, but that was crazy. And things like that kind of open up a new world where we're okay, they're a little bit entertaining outside of just fighting. So even though we can agree on the lack of crazy personalities, we can't take anything from the guys' fighting abilities. These guys can fight. They're all going to throw down, and we're gonna see good fights. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the UFC is about. The fights, not so much the characters, but just the actual fights. And we can't expect every fighter from every walk of life, from every country, to bring that extra sauce that we see sometimes with some of these fighters. But anyway, what are your predictions for the card? I'm stuck on the main fight. Belal is a strong contender, and I feel like I see Leon duking it out and maybe getting that win, but I am not sure. I'm actually on the fence. Normally I'd have a lot more to say, but I'm actually on the fence with this fight. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Let me know your opinions down below. Don't forget, if you like these little videos I do and all this information I bring to you and my opinions, make sure to like, subscribe, help the channel grow, and I'll see you guys on the next one.